Can you build strength through primal movement? You're about to find out. Over the next 25 minutes, I'll be guiding you through a challenging primal strength workout. We'll be working the entire body, but this one is a bit heavier on the upper body, so get ready to blast the chest, triceps, and shoulders. While this workout is designed for beginners, I will say it's pretty intense, so focus on doing your best and having fun. The rest will take care of itself. Let's take it into the warm-up right now. Take a moment to arrive with a little bouncing, breathe and feel into the natural, rhythmic pulse throughout the body. This is your opportunity to feel into what the body needs in this moment. Maybe it's staying heavy and rooted through the bounce. Maybe it's getting springy with small hops. Stretch out the face, wiggle the arms, hands, torso, hips, whatever feels good. Wake everything up because you're going to need it for this workout. Root through the feet and extend the arms out into a T. Externally rotate one arm and internally rotate the other arm so both palms face the sky. Rotate the arms through internal and external rotation for a smooth flow. Stay grounded through the feet and stacked through the spine while also reaching through the fingertips. Focus on feeling the rotation in the shoulder joint. You'll also feel some movement through the shoulder blades, elbows, and wrists. Continue to breathe and feel free to add some head movement, looking beyond the fingertips of the externally rotated arm. Set up with the feet shoulder width apart. Exhale and press the hands out in front of the heart while also sinking down into a squat. Inhale, turn the palms up and pull the hands back while standing tall. Start with a shallow squat and gradually increase the range of motion as connection builds. Find a steady flow, synchronizing your breath with your movement. Now that you've been grooving for a bit, ramp up the intensity. On the next exhale, open the hands and imagine pressing a heavy object away from the body while pulling the body into the squat. On the inhale, pull that heavy object back into the body while driving firmly through the ground to stand tall. Keep flowing and use this imagery to continue to build connection throughout the body. Now we're gonna get down on the ground for some cat crawls. Wrists underneath the shoulders and knees underneath the hips. Stride forward with the opposite hand and foot. Now we're doing our best quiet cat impression. This means slow, soft, and quiet steps. Focus on rolling through the hands for slow and quiet strides. Move forward and backward throughout your space, breathing to connect through the core and keeping the eyes up at least a couple feet in front to promote a little extension through the heart. If you're starting to get tired, I invite you to sense that fatigue as activation and connection throughout the body. Use that feeling to dive deeper into this experience of the movement. Keep crawling for a few more seconds, maintaining stable inhales and exhales. Stand up, root down, and reach the arms out into a T. This time, take it into slow, controlled forward arm circles. Eyes on the horizon, rib cage stacked on top of the pelvis, opening up the shoulders, chest, and back with each arm circle. Feel free to make bigger circles as things open up, still focusing on connection through the entire body. Externally rotate the shoulders, turn the palms up to the sky, and take it into backward arm circles. Start slow, controlled, and small. Keep the ribs down and plugged into the core for integrated posture. Expand the circles when you start to feel more open. Keep breathing and moving for a few more seconds. Back to the breathing squat, this time going vertical. Start with vertical forearms, palms facing the chest. Exhale and sink into the squat. Inhale, spiral and press the arms overhead as you stand tall. Exhale, pull the arms into the body and squat, finding a smooth flow, meshing your breath with the movement. Use this time to slowly ramp up the intensity through the body, imagining you're holding 2 heavy stones in each hand, strongly pressing and pulling the mass in relation to the body. Expand into stability with each inhale and compress into your center with each exhale. Back on the ground for the cat crawl. This time we're going to be noisy. The intention is to create strong force into the ground. Small, quick, and heavy steps while maintaining a strong sense of your core. Use the breath to create stability and stay engaged through the hips and shoulders. You're the hammer, so drive the contact points firmly into the ground with each quick step. Now, do cats ever do this? I haven't seen it, but I'm guessing your entire body is lit up right now, so there's something to it. Revel in it, stay engaged, and keep crawling for a few more seconds. That's our warm up. Nice work. We're just getting started, so come back to that bounce, shake it out, and while you do that, I'll take you through a quick overview of the workout. In round 1, we'll be hitting the kneeling rocking push-up, the knee through, and the cat to pike. In round 2, we'll add the coil series to the kneeling rocking push-up, flip it over for the crab kick, and finish it off with the forward monkey. And we'll close it out in round 3 with the elevated rocking push-up, the underswitch, and lastly, the forward and backward monkey. We'll be working for 60 seconds and resting for 30 seconds between exercises. If 60 seconds is too long for you, all good. Shoot for 45 seconds of solid work and take the extra rest. If any of the progressions are too challenging for you at this time, just go back to the exercises from the earlier rounds in the workout. Do your best. It's gonna be some work and it's gonna be a ton of fun. So let's get it going. We are starting with the kneeling rocking push-up in just about 10 seconds. Get on the hands and the knees, walk the hands out a bit, and press back into the hips. With the knees on the ground, rock forward and lower down into a push-up. Press up and continue to press through the hands, rocking back to load the hips. Find a nice flow, rocking in and out of the push-up at your own tempo. Inhale as you rock forward, driving the elbows back to pull the body to the ground. Exhale as you press the body away from the ground and back into the hips. Maintain a solid connection through the core and continue to build confidence in this push-up variation. Now, if you want to increase the challenge with this movement, walk the hands back a bit, which will put more body weight over the wrists and more load through the upper body. Keep working, stay in the groove, and finish strong. Rest, nice work, Feel free to stand up or stay on the ground. Just keep the body moving during this break and every break that we take throughout this workout. Next up is the knee through. Lots of good rotation through the lower body and strength through the upper body. Set up in cat and we'll get rolling in 5 seconds. Lift the opposite hand and foot, then send the floating leg under and through. Sit down into the hips while planting the back foot fully on the ground. Press through the planted hand and foot to lift and rotate back into cat. Hit the other side and keep the flow going. Exhaling on the knee through and inhaling on the pass through cat. When sitting into the knee through, remember to bring your eyes up and express a tall posture through the spine. This will help you ground into the hips and open up through the chest and shoulders. Rest, take a few breaths, and move around a bit. We'll be back on the ground for the cat to pike. Now, if this one looks too demanding, start with the cat to bear. This is a similar yet more accessible variation. Set up on the ground with the knees right behind the wrists. We'll get started in just about 5 seconds. Lift the hips high and drop the head to look through the legs while keeping the shoulders on top of the wrists. Hold for a second or two, then bend the knees and lower down, returning into the starting position. Exhale into pike as you actively straighten the legs and drive firmly through the hands. Inhale into cat, engaging through the hips and shoulders. Again, if this is too much load on the shoulders, walk the hands forward and perform the same movement, this time pressing back into bear. Actively lift and flex the hips while also pressing through the hands and shoulders. This will create pressure through the core, so remember to breathe and focus on lengthening the torso with this activity. And rest. That's round 1. Stand up, stretch, shake, and breathe before we hop into round 2. We're gonna add a little flow to the kneeling rocking push-up. Same setup, hit the push-up, rock back, then drop into a coil push-up, rock back, then into a coil push-up on the other side. Continue to cycle through that flow to add some dynamic variety to your push-up game. Get set up, starting in 5 seconds. When striding forward in the coil push-up, plant the hand with the fingers pointing slightly inward, which will take you into a side bend and rotation on the short side of the body. This coil creates active mobility through the spine and helps build strength in these more dynamic positions. Regardless of hand position, focus on pulling the ground towards you and pressing the ground away from you. Find your flow and remember to breathe. Exhale through the press and inhale through the rock and drop into the push-up. In the coil push-up, feel the compression and loading of the lat on the short side of the body with expansion and length on the long side of the body. Building this into your strength work will open up so many more options with your practice. Rest, nice work. Those push-ups definitely add up, so I'm guessing you're starting to feel it. Take this breather, keep it moving, and we'll get set up for the crab kick next. This one is great for lateral core strength and builds into some other primal moves. You'll start in crab, lift opposite limbs, rotate toward the planted hand, and extend through the lifted limbs. Set up in crab, I'll guide you through it, starting up in 5 seconds. Reach the left arm overhead, rotate toward the planted right hand, and extend the right leg out, landing on the outside of the foot. Find a stable position by lifting the hips and driving through the planted hand. Return to crab and repeat on the other side by reaching with the right arm and left leg. Drive through the planted hand and foot to lift through the side body. Similar sensation to the coil push-up, compression on the short side and expansion on the long side of the body. Up to you on the breathing. I personally like inhale on the kick and exhale on the transition through crab. What's most important is that you continue to breathe through the movement. Stay in the flow and finish strong. Rest, great work, do what you need to do to recover, breathe, and stay moving. We've got the forward monkey and squat next. You'll start with a squat, then reach and plant the hands out in front of you. Drive through the hands to create a little lift, then bring the feet forward, landing in the squat, then stand tall. Get ready, we'll start the monkey business in 5 seconds. Drop into the squat, reach and plant the hands in front. Shift your body weight over the hands, then pull the body forward, landing in the squat. Stand tall, then go right into the next rep. This may start out as a little hop through the feet. As your strength builds, you'll be able to hover and gently move the feet forward. When you run out of room, simply turn around and keep moving forward. Find your flow with the breath. This could be inhale on the monkey, exhale on the squat, or exhale on the monkey and inhale on the squat. Either works, simply do what feels natural for you in this moment. Quick reminder to bring the eyes up after each rep before standing tall. This will mobilize the hips and promote open posture through the chest and shoulders. Rest, 2 rounds down, 1 more to go. Nice work so far, let's keep it going. Take this time to get into your breath and shake out any excess tension. For the last round, we're going to elevate the knees in the rocking push-up. Same movement, just more intense. You can hit the standard push-up or the coil series, and if you start to gas out or the move is too intense, drop down to the knees and keep it flowing. Sound good? Sweet. Elevate those knees, rock back and find the hips. Let's get to work. Big keys. Inhaling on the rock into the push-up, exhaling on the press up and back. Use the breath to create stability and rhythm throughout the movement. Also, this goes for every hand position. Connect with the ground. Drive back through the elbows to pull the ground toward the body and press through the ground to activate the chest and shoulders. Stay present and connected. You may be getting tired, but sense that fatigue as connection and activation. Slow down or drop to the knees if you need to. You've got this. Finish strong. Rest. Great work sticking with it. Man, those are always sneaky, and you might be saying,
"Beginner my ass."
Hey, I told you it was going to be intense. We're going to stay on the ground for the underswitch. This is a key transition between crab and cat. You'll start in crab, lift opposite limbs, and send the lifted leg under the torso, landing in cat. Return to crab by sending the same leg under the torso. Get ready in crab, I'll guide you through it. We're moving in 5 seconds. Start with a right leg underswitch into cat, then a left leg underswitch into crab. Reverse with a left leg underswitch into cat, and then a right leg underswitch back into crab. You can either continue to stick with this sequence on the other side or feel into your flow by performing underswitches with whatever leg you want to. The big key is to stay engaged through the ground contact points and with your breath. This will keep you connected through the core so you can actively mobilize through the hips and shoulders. Keep moving for just a few more seconds. Rest. We're almost at the finish line. Catch your breath and get centered for the forward and backward monkey. So same move as the last round, only this time we'll also be traveling backwards. To do this, you'll be dropping into the squat and planting the hands between the feet. Drive through the hands to create a little lift and move the feet backwards to land in a squat before standing tall. Get ready. We're starting in 5 seconds. Since this is your second round of the forward monkey, I invite you to challenge yourself just a little bit. Try putting a little more weight through the hands and see if you can create a little more lift in the movement. When traveling backwards, do your best to find that core compression, to drive force through the ground, and to lift the hips. Start small, sliding the feet back, and if you're up for it, challenge yourself by creating a little more lift. Find your flow with the breath and with the movement. You've got this. Finish this workout strong. Rest. Incredible work, but we are not quite done. Take a moment to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth as we get ready for the finisher and cool down. The finisher is simple. Low plank with outside knee drive for 30 seconds, immediately followed by 30 seconds of the Skydiver overhead press. 2 rounds, no rest. Big reminder to use the inhale and exhale to create stability through the movement. We're starting in 5 seconds, so get ready. Lift into the plank, find stability, then drive the knee up and out towards the same side tricep. Alternate sides at a tempo that allows you to stay strong and stable in the plank. Drive through the forearms and through the feet, making sure you're flexing at the hip, not the lower back on the knee drive. That's 30 seconds. Drop down to the belly, lift and extend through the heart, reach through the legs, and find stability by evenly activating the backside of the body. Pull the elbows back and then press the arms overhead. Strong and connected reps on both the reach and pull. Use the breath, inhaling on the pull and exhaling on the press. If you feel any excess tension on the low back, simply reduce extension through the spine. Nice work, no rest, right back into the low plank. Stabilize and then add those knee drives when ready. Exhale on the knee drive and inhale through plank. Keep driving through the ground contact points to maintain a strong and connected core. Drop down and extend into Skydiver. Less than 30 seconds of work left. Exhale on the reach and inhale on the pull. Build connection through the core and evenly distribute extension throughout the back line of the body. Almost there. Keep working. You've got this. Rest, time to downshift. This may be the most important part of your workout. Kinda joking, kinda not. You're all revved up. Make sure you take this time to regulate the breath, stretch, and let go of any unnecessary tension. Flip over on the back and come into a low hip bridge. Reach the right arm over the left shoulder, gently lift the hips and rotate through the spine. Alternate sides, reaching over the opposite shoulder and following the hand with your eyes. Inhale on the reach and exhale on the pass through the low bridge. Ground the hips and spread the arms into a T. Reach and slide the hand along the opposite arm to rotate and roll through the spine. Allow the hips to follow in a gentle shin box switch. Roll back and forth, exhaling on the reach and inhaling on the pass through center. Feel into the width of the upper back and get heavy into the ground. Extend the legs and arms out to go full starfish mode. Take a moment to breathe and allow the ground to support you. Thanks for showing up and putting in that primal strength work. If you enjoyed the workout, drop a comment below, like the video, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to grab the free Primal Foundations program in the description below, a great way to start and progress your primal movement practice. That's all I've got for you. Feel free to keep it moving with a relaxed walk or some form of play. Until next time, stay smooth.